Namaste and good day, everybody. Welcome to the first and hopefully many discussions with various guests and topics from wellness, fitness to whatever brings joy and happiness. Before I begin, full disclosure, all points and experiences discussed belong to either myself or the guest speaker. And in no way, we're just trying to keep this as authentic and honest as possible. So I just wanted to leave that out there as well. And just before we begin as well, quick favor, if you could just give this channel a like and quick follow, it will mean the world to me, and I'll be super grateful for all the support and love that you show this channel. And in that case, let's begin. On today's episode, I have a very special friend, someone who I've known for almost over a decade, and has become a really good friend to me, an advocate for fitness and well-being, and has just shown, the utmost resilience in showing empowerment to women as well. So please welcome me in joining Rosie and Philip. How are you doing?
Thanks, Kishan. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Thanks for this opportunity. Also excited to share some knowledge and experience, and maybe help one or two people in some small way. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
No, you're amazing. I'm super grateful also for you for accepting the invite. I think it's important for us to have these kind of discussions to help somebody else along their journey as well. So let's get right into it. When we talk about fitness and well-being, I think it comes from a lot of inspiration. Something that inspires you to continue on that journey or begin that journey. What was that moment for you that inspired you to become a fitness influencer, so to speak?
Well, from an early age, I think I was quite a bit of a tomboy. So at school, I played volleyball and netball, and what I found was that I was really good at it. So I think that was the first thing that inspired and motivated me. And my parents weren't very much into activities and sports, so finding something that I had a special gift or skill for just motivated me to do it a little bit more. And there was a fitness model that I had been watching for some years. Her name is Andrea Brazier, and I think what triggered the whole gym bug for me was what she had done. So one day she was passing by a gym and she saw a couple of people working out, and she said, okay, she's going to go in and do a couple of exercises, see what this rave is about. And she did a little bit of exercise and she says, okay, cool. Afterwards, some time, her shoulders developed. Then her glutes developed. Then her legs developed. And she says she wanted to see what her body could transform into. And the same was, in my case, I wanted to get into the gym. And as I started, I saw certain changes and I was like, wow, sort of like a transformer experience. Like, what can the skinny, scrawny girl transform into? So the inspiration was actually looking at the results. That was my motivation.
And I'm sure that comes with a lot of challenges, right, as well?
100%. Yes. Yeah. I mean, in terms of obstacles, and I know many people out there very similar to me, I was the first person in my immediate family to get into exercise. So I come from a traditional Indian home where it's curries and chocolates and sweets. And, we have diabetes and high cholesterol. So it was a challenge for me to break out of that box, break out of that mold. And, I would get comments from my mom and my dad saying, just be careful. It's not normal that girls go into the weight section and lift heavy weights. Like, what are you doing? Just be careful. So it took a little bit of time, but I think eventually they bought into the idea. I got their buy-in and they see that it's part of my DNA and something that I'm really passionate about. So I'm sure many people watching experience the same challenges if you come from the same background that I do. But if you have a passion for it, I think, just continue and be resilient.
Yeah, I think that's important to note is the passion. If you're passionate about something, it doesn't become a chore. It becomes like it's a natural thing, It doesn't become a chore. It's like something that you're excited to actually go and do. And I think that's an important key factor to note is the passion that you have for something that you do and you love.
100%. Yeah, I think in your case as well, I know that, you love soccer and you're quite active and fit yourself. What were some of your early onset inspirations that you had?
So I think I was born with that active chromosome inside of me. I think from early days, I think my mom always told me the story about I was moving since I was 6 months. I was always like active and moving, and then I always was intrigued by sports equipment, like especially soccer ball or cricket ball, anything that was like that could you could do something with. And my earliest memory, I think, was sitting with my granddad and my dad watching, I think, Man United play at, I think, 6 years old, or even earlier than that, I think. And I had the ball next to me on my hand, like just I think I was sitting with my dad, and the ball was next to me on whichever hand, I don't remember. And I was just watching the game, and I think that's where the love started. I think since then, and ever since then, I've tried to incorporate or try and experience all kinds of sports. That was me. I was like that, the active person. I was never the super A grade academic, but I excelled on the sports field, and I think that kept me away from a lot of the bad stuff in life as well. It kept me grounded. It kept me just focused on a specific task. And I think that was very important for me because I have also kind of an addictive personality. So I think if I went down the wrong path, it would have been a little bit of a challenge for me to come back. So I think sports and being active just, I think, really helped me in my childhood. And even today, just to have a positive mindset. And I know things always don't go your way, but it's something that we always can, fall back on and say what worked for me back then. We can always, relate back to it and try and incorporate it in our daily lives.
100%. Yeah, I totally hear you. I mean, each person has been created in such a unique, specific way. For me, I find genetically I have stronger shoulders, but my legs, there are girls in the gym who really give me a run for my money with regards to legs. But I think what we need to do is just embrace those strengths. And that's how we really achieve our purpose and be happy, and contentment is just accepting who we are, and self-acceptance is such an important thing as well.
Yeah, that's important. Self-love, self-acceptance is very key, especially within our societies. I think openly and candidly, it's very difficult when we are judged by our societies, and it's not our fault, but I think it's also a very toxic trait that should be starting to we start challenging and saying, no, it's, we have goals and dreams, and everybody's different. We don't always have to conform to the little norm that everybody follows,
Yeah.
No, great stuff. And I know with the fitness journey, you have a goal, do you have like a specific goal in mind, and then how has that goal evolved since the time you started?
A great question, and it may amuse you. So when I first started out this journey, like I said, I mentioned Andrea Brazier. I wanted to train because I wanted to look like Andrea Brazier. And then I looked at some of the CrossFit powerlifter girls, and I was like, I want to be as strong as some of these CrossFit girls and the powerlifters. Then I looked at the Victoria's Secret models, and I'm like, okay, I want to be like these girls look, the way that they look on the catwalk. And that has really evolved over time, because I found a niche in my own body and what I love and have a passion. My mindset has shifted from one that is solely about aesthetics to one that is about health. So now my priority is about having longevity and being healthy so that my body can do the things that I want to do as I get older. I don't want to feel like a prisoner in my own body. So I'm trying to put in that work and that effort now so that my body works with me, cooperates with me. So the goals are very different. And I think when you're younger, you have different goals, but as you mature and you please people less and you learn to please yourself more and understand what makes you happy and what the definition of contentment and happiness is, your mindset changes. Yeah. And this applies not only to fitness, but in your professional career, in your spiritual beliefs. Yeah. With growth comes knowledge. It's very powerful.
No, 100%. What's the saying? Oh, I think I just made this up. Mind, happiness of movement.
Yes. I love that. That's beautiful. I'm going to copyright it if you don't. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just something that obviously just came to me, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think movement is very important in our everyday life. I mean, even something from just simple like lifting a spoon, or you need strength for that. And as we go, we progress in our years and in life, our muscles start to weren't as strong as we were when we were young, because when you were young, you would think you're invincible. You would get up, you would heal quickly, would go again. And I know I struggle a lot with injuries during my sporting days. And I don't think I actually gave it a chance to actually heal properly because I was like super active. I was I just wanted to be, busy all the time, and I just wanted to be out there on the field 24/7, and I didn't want to like give my body the chance to actually, recover. And I think looking back in hindsight, I think I should have given, a little bit more attention to that part of the fitness journey or the sporting life. And who knows, but I think God has a plan for all of us. The universe puts us on a path that we should be at this point in time. And I'm super grateful that now I actually get the chance to like, share my experiences and knowledge to other people who are actually in that space right now and who are struggling, who are just contemplating whether to, keep pushing or just to take a step back and just say, okay, my body is my temple and I need to like, really look after it to give my best, So I think, looking after yourself right now is very, very important in actually, especially like in today's rat race. We're so busy with so many things.
Yes.
Responsibilities, families, your own self, your own goals, and just time to like self-care. I think is very important that we need to like really like incorporate in our lives.
Yeah. And you make a really good point, and something that I wanted to share, if this is the only thing that comes across, is that I really admire the moms out there and the single dads out there who have a full-time job. They have kids to take care of, and yet they still find time to get 20 minutes in the gym. So I applaud those ladies, because and gentlemen, who have so many things on their plate, but they still get to the gym. If that's all that you can do, 20 minutes a day, some sort of movement, no matter what it is, well done to you. In my instance, I'm not as busy maybe as you are, so I have more time to do the things that I'm currently doing. But if you can just get to 20 minutes, that's good enough. Yeah, something. I know many of us, we're so worried about what the scale says, and we want to lose 5 kgs, or we want to fit into this dress. And the magic is actually in the consistency. So when girls ask me in the gym, like, how do you do it? How do you get in shape? How do you do pull-ups? Like, how do you do it? What's your secret? The secret is the consistency. Here's the secret, guys. I'm sharing it with you. Just get in your car, go to the gym, park your car off, and get into the gym and have a workout. If you start with 20 minutes at a time, do that consistently for 2 weeks, do it for a month. By the end of the 3rd month, if you do not see a change, call me or send me a message or DM me. I guarantee you the consistency is where you will see the change. So forget about the weight that you want to lose and focus more on the consistency, just a ritual. And the beautiful thing is that as you see the weight change and your body transform from that consistency, the diet is going to clean up. The mindset is going to change. People are going to start giving you comments. And it all starts from getting in your car and going to the gym, parking your car off and getting onto the treadmill. That's it. No like steroids, dietitian, magic pills. Those things are great for many people. I'm not dissing it or putting it down. But for the average person like you and I, guys, all you need to do is just get into the gym and keep the consistency. The magic will come.
Yeah, you make a very important point there, especially with like rituals, and I'm sure routine comes in hand with that. I don't know, routine is a very important aspect of any form of life. If that works for you, are there any certain routines that you do on a daily basis that keeps you focused, like fully focused and motivated?
So I know the Manchester United fans, they like to have their left shoestring tied, and you have to have your scarf on. There's certain rituals. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're a huge United fan. For me, I think, being a project manager, a saying that we love is failing to plan is planning to fail. So I love structure. I love lists. I'm quite a structured person. So every Sunday, I love to do meal prep, and I repeat that on a Wednesday. And if the food is there and prepared and in front of you, the likelihood that you'll cheat and eat nonsense is a little less, because we work in the entire day. And most times, as in nature, you just grab whatever's in front of you and shove it down your mouth because you're hungry and you just need to go. You need fuel. So if your meal is prepped and in front of you, the discipline is a little bit easier. It's easier to be healthier. So to answer your question, the rituals that I love, I love prepping my meals on a Sunday if I can, and then a Wednesday. And I have a personal trainer at the moment, so I love training with him 3 times a week, and he sets out my routine of, structure. So it's a lot less work for me in terms of putting a program together. But those are the 2 key things I think that are important. So meal prep and have a plan or a program for training that you can just follow and execute. It makes things a lot easier.
So talk to me about meal prep. I know it's something that's a challenging aspect of actually, that part of life, and a lot of people struggle with that, perspective. When you began meal prepping, how did you begin to incorporate into your daily routine or into your fitness journey?
Yeah, I think, Kishan, nutrition is 70% of this weight loss journey, this fitness journey. I would say it's 30% exercise and 70% eating, especially as you get older. So I'm 42. At my age, if I eat what I ate many years ago, I would be very round, right? So the older you get, the harder it is and the more disciplined you've got to be. But I think, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that my diet is perfect. If you know me and you're close to me, you'll know that I love chocolate. I eat copious amounts of chocolate, right? But I try to choose healthy options. So for example, at the moment, my sweet treat or my cheat, which is usually on a Friday and the weekend, I would throw in some Rice Krispies with dark chocolate and a little bit of coconut oil. So that kind of satisfy my sweet tooth, but it's a healthier option. I think saying no to yourself, if you say to a child, don't do this, or you're not allowed to do this, there's something that happens mentally that restricts you, and we don't really like that. So I think if you're a person who can have 1 block of chocolate and put the rest of the slab away, well done to you. I cannot do that. Hats off to you. I substitute that with a healthy option. So dark chocolate. And I've got a few nice recipes on my page. One of them is a protein smoothie. It's got pineapple and protein powder and a few goodies in there. So try to make things that work for you, that make it easier to stick to your diet. But yeah, I'm being very honest. I think my nutrition is the one part that I can improve on. But if you a person who's really disciplined, yeah, DM me again, share some of those tips and tricks with me. But it's right up there in terms of weight loss and nutrition.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, guys, reach out to Rosie if you have any questions on nutrition, and if there's any recipes you'd like to share with her, if you have any, and vice versa. So check her page out. It's an awesome page.
Thanks.
No worries. Where does mindset come into play for you? How does the emotional part of this journey? Because at times we want to see progress as quick as possible. And sometimes emotionally we feel like we're not where we want to be. How do you bring yourself back to say, okay, this is where I am right now, and I know I'm making progress, and I will get to where I want to be. So can you share, have you had any challenges in that perspective?
100%, great question, right? So to give you a little insight, and I think I want to make this as practical as possible. So I'm up at 2:50 in the morning, so 10 to 3, and
Wow.
I see my personal trainer at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm in bed by 7:45, so I'm asleep by 8 p.m. Now, I can't allow my mind to trick me when that alarm goes off. I can't even think about it. There's an influencer who says count to 3 or count to 5 and then go out of bed. So my advice is sometimes you can't listen to your emotions, or a lot of the time. You've got to allow discipline to steer and drive that decision to get to the gym. I would love to snooze and, sleep for another half an hour or an hour. But, they say that there's 1% of individuals who make a decision to be different, So yeah, emotions are good. I think for ladies as well, many can identify or with certain times of the month where we want to eat more and where we are a little bit more emotional. The trick here is to say, I'm going to do it no matter what, right? Unless you have an injury, then in which case I say, like you mentioned, just get some rest. But otherwise, just get into the gym. Don't be led by your emotions when it comes to discipline and exercise. Yeah.
No, I think that's an important point as well. Like for a lot of people, women who go through that, and girls who go through that, that time of month, and it becomes very, like, how do you say, crippling in a way. Like you just don't have that, like, that energy to to do anything but just, curl up and just ride out the storm, so to speak. Do you actually feel like exercise helps with that regard? And, if it's like worth just doing even like, say, 5-10 minute stretch, does that help?
Yeah, it does. So I find, endorphins are a beautiful thing. So when you exercise, we release endorphins, they're happy hormones. Obviously, there's certain times that we can't push as heavy as we would like to. But I think get into gym, listen to your body. If you feel like you could do more stretching as opposed to more weightlifting, do that. Yeah, it's really important to listen to your body. But I want to be honest and say that you can train, ladies. Like, it's so easy for us to find excuses and say this, that, my skin is bad, I'm having a bad hair day, or whatever it is. Get into the gym, decrease the excuses. Like I say again, if you're injured, don't train. Listen to your body. If your doctor says no, don't train. But most of the times we allow our minds to play tricks with us. So push, be the difference, be the 1%, be the change.
I feel as well also a simple thing like just going for a walk, helps clear the mind. It's actually, you actually moving your body, you actually looking into a different perspective, you're taking in the world in a different way. Like, you're not just sitting at home in your within your four walls. Going out for a walk, you actually like you smell the fresh air, and it just changes the mindset. Even if it's a 5-10 minute walk, at least you've done something to take yourself away from a situation that might have just plagued you in a way that you felt like, I don't want to do it. But those kind of small things, like small steps, like lead to bigger, the bigger goals in life. We forget that even just getting out of bed that day and just like doing a yoga session, like a 5-10 minute yoga session, or just even just a walk, or something that allows your body to move. It just releases all those anxiety thoughts and depressional thoughts that you have, and slowly you begin to build yourself up to a place where you think, okay, if I'm having a bad day, it's not the end of the world. It's one of those things, and it's life. We cannot change that. There are going to be ups and downs. Not every day is going to be a plateau that's just going to go straight up. No, you're going to have days when it's just like, why? But give yourself even just 5-10 minutes. It makes a world of difference. That's just from my perspective.
Fully agree. Yeah, my perspective as well. Yeah, great.
And I know with a lot of these journeys, a support system is very important. Do you have family, partners, a community that you can rely on to actually like also just give you that little bit of motivation?
Yeah, so I think a support structure is quite important. But for many years, I trained by myself. So I do love training with the trainer, but sometimes, affordability for some people may be a challenge, affording it, being able to afford a trainer. It could be not being able to get to a gym, and like you say, you've got to train outside in the prom or play sports. So support structure is really important. I've not always had it. I'm blessed to have it now. So I've got a partner who is into bodybuilding, and it's really awesome having someone. We motivate each other. We have the same passions. We try to eat the same sort of food to motivate each other. But if you don't have that, if you're an introvert and if you are self-motivated, then that's okay. Whatever works for you and gets you into the gym and exercising is great. I'm quite a social person. I'm an extrovert, so I love having a fitness community around me, and we sort of just cheer each other on. But if you don't have that and you just, can do it yourself, then big ups to you. Yeah, do that.
No, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And you're right. I think sometimes we just need a little bit of external, motivation to say, okay, let's go, let's get off the couch, let's stop watching TV, and let's just go for a little walk. That is invaluable. You cannot put a price on that.
Yeah.
No, amazing. So looking back at your journey thus far, what has been the proudest moment, you would say, for you?
I think I am proudest that I've kept the consistency, and being very open and sharing with you. I've gone through some challenges in my life, as everyone has. There have been some really tough times, but I've kept going to the gym. I've continued to push myself, And what I'm proudest of is that I've kept the consistency, and I prioritize progress over perfection. So I don't get into the gym and I'm like, you know what, you are going to kill yourself today for 3 hours and look really good. But over time, over many, many years, and many people ask me, like, the one question I get asked by a lot of people is, how do you do pull-ups all the time? Guys, that started from me not being able to do it at all. But it's just practice. It was just with the bands, then one, then two. I think it was one of the golf players who said, the more I practice, the luckier I get. So
Right.
this is not a short game. Yeah, we're in it for the long game.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, pull-ups is another beast on its own.
Yeah.
So well done to you for actually getting it up. And I've seen your videos. It's pretty amazing so far.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, Tishan.
No, amazing. But before we wrap up, is there any advice that you'd like to give the viewers, and a short quote for them to live by?
Sure, I would say, guys, don't be hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself. I look at the fitness models who compete on stage and I want to look like them. Similarly, people look at you and I and they're like, wow, how did you do that? But I challenge you, if you are able to get out of bed, to stand on your own 2 feet, to get to a gym, to drive to the gym, that is such a blessing. And the fact that you can do those things is a blessing. So I encourage you to use that. I look at, there's a guy who comes to our gym and he's in a wheelchair and he's doing pull-ups and killing his session. What is our excuse?
Exactly.
God has blessed us with the breath. We've got strength. We have the ability. Let's do it while we can. So that's my challenge to you. And ladies, many moms, I live in Durban, and, our community is not very healthy. I think we're evolving, which is awesome, and I love it. But moms out there with kids, if you think that you can't find the time, prioritize your health and yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to take care of yourself. Take those 20 minutes out. If it's just that, go to the prom, get a little bit of exercise in. You're going to feel great. Your kids are going to feel great. Your hubby's going to feel great. So yeah, just whatever you can, do that and be a little kind to yourself.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rosie, for joining me on my first ever live. I really appreciate it. Super. And if there's any questions from anybody who's viewing, we'll just give like 2 minutes for that.
While we're waiting for the questions, and I want to just applaud you for doing this. I know that you have a passion and a heart for people who are struggling, and you're trying to motivate them. And it takes a very special person to do that. So please continue what you're doing. I follow your journey very closely, although you're all the way in Canada. I love what you're doing. So keep going. I know that you're touching many people.
No, I appreciate that. Super, super grateful for those words. And I'm super blessed also to be able to do this for other people as well. So thank you so much. So we'll just give it a few minutes. If there's nothing else, not many people join. Whoever has joined, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope this is one of many. We hope to have many more discussions like this in the future. And until the next one, guys, thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Take care. Cheers, guys.
Bye.